Well, here it is Monday again already. It is February 26th. Here's what we're working on this morning. The temporary homeless shelter in St. Catharines is set to open today.
Hamilton police are investigating several shootings in the downtown area over the weekend.
And stars from some of the biggest TV series and movies of last year. We'll find out who the winners are at the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Okay, and where are we now on that roller coaster of temperatures, Brian? Wow.
What's going on?
Was it Saturday when it was so nice, and then within just a few hours, so cold?
It was Friday.
It was Friday.
That
was Friday. The temperature fell. It fell fairly fast later in the afternoon, but actually not a bad weekend. We got to 4 degrees yesterday. Today we should beat that. We're going to hit 7 degrees today. We're going to have sunshine, so a lovely day, and actually the winds will be fairly nice as well, because when you get wind this time of year, it can be chilly.
Well, it was cold.
A little breezy on Saturday. Yeah, a little chilly on Saturday, too.
Yeah, and yesterday as well, there was quite a wind. But today, light winds, sunshine at 7. We're on the freezing mark right now to start the morning here in February. That's not bad, so we'll enjoy that. Tomorrow, 12 degrees, 13 on Wednesday, but both days are going to be fairly unsettled. 13 could be a record breaker on Wednesday. We'll talk about that coming up. All right, I want to look at traffic. Traffic this morning, starting things off on Monday, huh? Here's the 403 in Waterdown Road. Nothing to see there. It's just a little busier coming out of Hamilton toward Burlington. To our MTO traffic cameras, and once again, just a few. There's really nothing happening. Nikola Tesla Boulevard looks good. Other side of the Skyway, south of 2 at North Shore, no problems. Walker's Line, easy going. So looks good so far. Today, we'll look at weather and traffic in detail in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, it's a day a lot of people have been waiting for. A new temporary homeless shelter in St. Catharines is set to open today. It's a way to increase support for those who have been living outside. Simone Gavros joins us now in front of this modular shelter with more.
Hi, good morning. Well, this morning we're here in front of one of the shelters here that's down in downtown St. Catharines. And you can see right behind me now, I'm told that crews have been working to clean up and set up this space to get ready for this move-in date today. So this space has about 12 modular homes. That's what it's made up of here behind me. There's about 46 rooms that's in this space, with about 10 to 15 rooms designated for couples and adult family units. Now, once open, about 55 to 60 people will be able to live here, and each room is fit with a single bed, a desk and chair, and multiple storage units. Now, there's also a shared day space that have cooks on staff serving 3 meals a day, along with snacks and coffee. And the homes here will stay for about 2 years while the city continues to find permanent solutions to address the housing crisis.
Currently, Niagara Region's been operating an overnight shelter at Silver Spire Church here in St. Catharines while we've been waiting for the modulars to be set up. So we will be prioritizing folks, obviously, that have been staying with us there, but then also individuals from encampments from Gale Street behind us and Richard Pierpoint Park also behind us. And we will be doing sort of a staggered intake process on Monday to support individuals from both locations with accessing services here.
Now, I'm told this is going to be a gradual opening, so people are going to start moving today, and then everyone should be moved in fully by tomorrow. Tim, I'll send things over to you.
All right, thanks, Simone. Well, Hamilton police are investigating 2 weekend shootings. The first had happened around 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Police say a man with a gunshot wound was found outside the California Dream Lounge. This is on King Street East. He was taken to hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Less than 24 hours later, and about 500 meters away from that first shooting, police were called to 33 Bowen Rest and Bar for reports of a second shooting around 2:30 on Sunday morning. They say a man with a gunshot wound was found inside the business. In both instances, police say they believe the shootings were targeted. If you have information about either, reach out to police.
The OPP are investigating a deadly crash in Haldeman County. One person was killed after a car rolled over on Highway 3 near Cheapside Road, not very far from Jarvis. It happened around 2 Sunday morning. The person's name has not been released.
Ontario's oldest community foundation, they have gone public with details of its cyber attack to prevent others from falling victim. Last year, thieves targeted the Hamilton Community Foundation and stole $920,000. So they did it through fake email transactions by infiltrating one of their donation partners. Foundation's Board of Governors, they call the police as soon as they realized something was wrong.
Take our role as being entrusted with people's money. We take that very seriously. It's a trust relationship. And so, of course, we consider this to be a very grievous event.
Yeah, that's the head of the Foundation's Board of Governors, Cheryl Jensen. She says they will still be able to complete all of their planned projects from a reserve fund.
Picket lines are going to be set up outside of York University this morning. 3,000 contract instructors, teaching assistants, and graduate assistants at York are going on strike, demanding the university deal with the affordability crisis. They are members of the Canadian Union of Public Employees. Now, on the York website this morning, the university says its top priority is supporting students and their learning. They can get updates on what's happening to their classes through the course status link. Meantime, the Ontario government expected to announce more funding today for colleges and universities. A report commissioned by the province found that low levels of provincial funding combined with a tuition cut and a freeze in 2019 represent a significant threat to their financial sustainability. Across the country, colleges and universities are already set to lose millions in revenue after the federal government imposed a cap on international students. Well, several Hamilton students have been recognized for their grades and for their work in the community at the John C. Holland Awards.
As a past recipient myself of the Political Action Award in 2016, I know just how impactful these awards can be for young people. And so I'm really glad to be here in the MPP role today to show that these spaces do matter and we can imagine ourselves taking up space in the broader Hamilton community.
That's Hamilton Centre MPP Sarah Jama, who was awarded a scholarship in 2016. Out of 86 nominees, 27 were given scholarships over the weekend of up to $2,000 apiece. The late John C. Holland was a well-known minister in Hamilton who was the first African Canadian to be named Citizen of the Year in Canada in 1953. His niece was Canadian TV icon Noreen Virgin. She recently died, and there was a tribute for her as part of Saturday night's program.
Okay, let's get into Sportsline, and we start on the ice of the bumpy variety as the Scotty Tournament of Hearts had a dream final in Calgary as Ontario's Rachel Hallman's rink was looking for their fourth title against Manitoba's Jennifer Jones in her final appearance at the Scotties and had a chance to win it with the final rock.
On Burgess and Lenentine to keep her chances alive at a record 7th championship. Has to be the shot stone. Burgess, Lenentine, the crowd responding, have to get it by. Oh, it rubs and rolls. Will it curl in enough? No, it will not.
Oh, what a heartbreaking end for Jones, vying for her record 7th Scotties win in her final tournament as she is retiring at the end of the season. But it would be Ottawa's Skip coming out on top, capping an unbeaten week for Hallman. The National Women's Curling Championships, 5-4 the final in the 10th end. Hallman finished 11-0 for her 4 Scotties and a berth in the Worlds next month in Nova Scotia. Jones honored by the crowd, just falling short of that record Scotties crown.
Solid pass forward. Lawrence, more good footwork from the Canadians. Here's Leon looking for the hat trick, and what a strike! Top corner on the short side. Make it 3 for Adriana Leon, and Canada has a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, after scoring twice in the dominant win over El Salvador in the opener of the Gold Cup for our Canadian women, Adriana Leon would add 3 more for our 10th ranked ladies over 50th ranked Paraguay from Houston. So they win 4-0, have not allowed a goal in 2 matches, scored 10 of them. And they haven't played the toughest competition. It is going to get tougher when they face Costa Rica on Wednesday, but they've already secured a berth in the quarterfinals. Let's stay in Houston, where Hamilton's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and his OKC Thunder vying for a 5th straight win against the Houston Rockets. And despite having to face fellow Canadian B-ball teammates Dylan Brooks, it was no issues for SGA. He would make it a 42nd game, scoring over 30 points. The Thunder have played 56. He's scoring over 30 75% of the time. He would drop 36 in the night. Thunder win their 40th of the year, moving to a tie for top spot in the West. 123-110 win. Man, they are fun to watch. Hoping the Jays are fun to watch. Baseball is back. Well, sort of. Baseball that doesn't count, as the Jays kicked off spring training on Saturday. They were in Tampa yesterday to face the Yankees, where Alejandro Kirk put the Jays up early. Big offseason move for the Yanks was trading for stud outfielder Juan Soto. Somebody the Jays also had interest in. Well, he smacked a 3-run homer right here. Something he'll be doing a lot of as New York beat to Toronto 12-6. Jays try for their first spring win today when the Pirates are in Dunedin. Now to the most dramatic thing from yesterday.
No help with Kyle Busch.
Oh, Suarez right alongside him. 3 wide. Off turn 4. Here they come to the flag. 3 abreast. Photo finish.
I think it's Blaney. Unbelievable. 3 wide finish. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Crazy. What a finish in Atlanta for NASCAR. They had 3 wide. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Daniel Suarez, all coming across the line at the same time. For the second week in a row, officials had to look at it. Photo finish. This one awarded to Suarez, closest to the screen, right there, by a margin of 3/100th of a second, which is the 3rd smallest margin of victory in NASCAR Cup history. The other 2 were 2/100th. That happened twice. Either way, what a victory for the 99 car, and heartbreak for the other 2 being so close.
Wow, a threesome finish. Okay, 6:11 is the time as we get into this Monday morning. What is it, the 26th of February already? Yes, and don't forget we have an extra day in February this year, leap year day coming up on Thursday. Looking at traffic this morning, 403 Waterdown Road. Nothing to see there, still looking fine. To our MTO traffic cameras, we'll start in St. Catharines, QEW Ontario Street, nothing there, all very light. As you get to Nikola Tesla Boulevard, gets a little bit busier, nothing west of Brant Street, all the way through east of Royal Windsor to Cawthra, where we did have some construction with some lanes blocked here earlier, but that just cleared a little while ago. So, all right, nothing in traffic. All right, temperature at the moment. Yep, we're above seasonal to start the day. 0 is our temperature right now. The winds are very light. The relative humidity is right up there at 100%. Skies are fairly clear, and they will be that way throughout the day today. So for school today, we're looking at a sunny and mild day, 7 degrees with light winds. Pretty nice day for this time of year. That ridge of high pressure is going to give us the sun for the day. Tomorrow, warm front goes through. That really pushes our temperatures up, but we get some instability, some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm later in the day. And then it looks like rain settles in for Wednesday as that cold front gets set to drop its way across us. Today's temperatures, 8 degrees for Niagara Falls, but the rest of us 7 degrees. Skies will be blue, lovely sunshine for the day today. Tonight, skies will stay clear, and the temperature only falls to 2, so that's even above a seasonal daytime high for this time of year. So it stays mild tonight, and look at tomorrow's temperatures, all the way to 12 degrees tomorrow. But we'll get some showers pushing in as the morning goes on, and then there's a chance of some thunderstorm activity for later in the day. So as you step out the door, 26th of February, we do have a temperature of 0, and the skies are mainly clear at the moment. And we'll check the long-range forecast in a few minutes.
Okay, coming up after the break, Amazon getting a seat at one of Wall Street's oldest and most prestigious indexes. Well, leaders from around the world are kicking off a trade meeting that happens only once every 2 years. 6:16 on your Monday morning. Let's take a look at overseas trading. The Canadian dollar is down 5 basis points this morning to 73.98 cents U.S. Gold has dropped $7 even. Crude oil is down 26 cents to $76.23 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, the markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Off to Asia we go. Markets are up in Tokyo, down in Hong Kong and Shanghai. North American markets, they finished the trading week last week with some gains on Bay Street and Wall Street, some slight losses for the NASDAQ. Let's see how they kick off the final week of February when the markets open this morning at 9:30.
Speaking of the markets, Amazon is going to be listed on one of Wall Street's oldest and most exclusive stock indices, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It replaces Walgreens on the list of 30 most established, well-known companies traded in the U.S. They're the ones known as blue chip stocks, and they're supposed to be on the steadier and safer side of Wall Street. Apple, Intel, and Microsoft are some of the newer economy names currently on the Dow. Before Amazon, the most recent additions were Salesforce, Amgen, and Honeywell International.
So as the World Trade Organization opens its latest biannual meeting of government ministers today, its longtime moratorium on duties on e-commerce products is coming under pressure like never before. So for a quarter century, providers of digital media like Netflix, Spotify, have had a free pass when it comes to international taxes on films, video games, and music that are shipped across the border through the internet. But a global consensus on that issue may be starting to crack a bit. Critics say the moratorium keeps costs down for consumers and promotes rolling out digital services.
Meantime, the head of the World Trade Organization says war, uncertainty, and instability are weighing down the global economy. She today urged the bloc to embrace reform as elections across nearly half of the world's population could bring in a lot of new challenges. The WTO Director General looked to offer some praise for her organization during the opening ceremony, but she was pretty blunt about the risk ahead as higher prices for food, energy, and other essentials affect people, in her words, fueling political frustration.
These farm protests, they continue to rage right across Europe, with Poland being the latest country to join the fray. Hundreds of tractors lined up at key Polish border crossings into Germany yesterday morning, blocking routes and creating major traffic jams. So farmers right across Europe have been stepping up protests this year, including in France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. They're complaining of low prices, high costs, cheap imports, and recently introduced environmental laws in the EU. The Polish farmers, they said their protests would likely finish today, but there will be more unless the status quo is changed.
Federal government's expected to introduce legislation against online harms today. The Liberals had promised the government would tackle such issues as online child endangerment and non-consensual sharing of intimate images. The Prime Minister said last week that the bill will focus on making the internet safer for minors while not censoring it for everyone else. Trudeau first promised the measure during the 2019 federal election campaign, but a bill targeting online hate speech died when he triggered an early election 2 years later.
To Vegas we go, and they're taking the cannabis legalization to the next level with new pot lounges that give people a space to consume what they buy. Yeah, the new Smoke and Mirrors Lounge opened just a kilometer from the Vegas Boulevard. It offers a custom THC-infused cocktails, dried flower, and a place to smoke. It's one of the first of its kind in North America, and stringent rules have been put into place. That includes serious ventilation to prevent secondhand smoke and a plan to keep people from driving under the influence. Each of the pot cocktails are also labeled to the amount of THC, and each worker must be trained to guide novices and experienced users and spot overconsumption. 35 lounges are expected to open across the country.
Okay, we're taking a quick break right now. Brian's going to be back with your traffic for your Monday morning and your 7-day forecast as well.
Temperatures are going up.
Hey, welcome to this 26th morning of February. We're looking at our MTO traffic cameras to start. 6:23 is the time. We're looking at no problems here all the way through the Niagara area. Volume is very light. Oh, big difference here as you're coming down the Skyway Bridge, Toronto bound towards us right here at North Shore Boulevard. Getting pretty busy, getting pretty slow right there. No problems at Walker's Line still. Sheraton looks good through Mississauga, and the 403 is doing fine. This is the west of Mavis camera. Let's get to some temperatures that we have right now. We are a mild start to the morning. 0 for Hamilton, Mississauga, +1 for Grimsby and Toronto. And when I say mild, a seasonal overnight low where we figure we should be this time of year is -8. So yeah, it's fairly mild. 0 for the daytime high. Those are our sun times and records for today. Yep, the sun comes up just about 7 o'clock now. And we are going to see that sunshine for the day today. So for school today, should be sunny for the first bell and 0 and sunny and 7 degrees after school today. So There's that 0-degree high today with lots of sun. 2 tonight, 12 degrees tomorrow. Now we'll start off with a little bit of sunshine, but then we'll see that clouds shower scenario roll in, maybe a thunderstorm later in the day. Look at the overnight low for Tuesday, 8 degrees and then climbing to 13, but we get some rain in. Leap year day comes. Jump. There he goes. All right, -2. So it'll be a little bit chillier as we get into the last day of February this year. We're looking at sun with some flurries, and then the temperatures climb again. 5, 10, and sunny on Saturday, 8 for Sunday. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, we're going to show you a showdown now that treats evading police and wrestling over beer like they were Olympic sports, because for some they are.
They got to steal that, Vallejo. Don't lose the parts, please. They got to steal that. They got to ride with these two. Here's where it gets tricky.
Okay. The Florida Man Games made its debut on Saturday in St. Augustine with a dozen teams competing in events inspired by some of Florida's most harrowing and hilarious headlines. Contestants competed by wolfing down barbecue pork and sausage, balancing 2 bikes loaded with copper and a catalytic converter, and evading arrest. Obstacle course where actually off-duty police officers try to bring them down. The organizers say it's the chance to live a day in the life of a Florida man without ending up in a cop car. And if you want to have fun, do a little search on the Googler of some of the best headlines.
Is that what you were giggling at?
Some of the best headlines coming from Florida. One of them is a Florida man breaks into house, cleans it, and then leaves behind origami. Another one, Florida man flees cops so fast that left some of his clothes off, so police identify him with DNA from his sock. Florida man arrested for crashing car into mall says he was trying to time travel. Oh, you like this one. Florida man arrested for calling 911 after his cat was denied entry into a club.
Oh, I can get with that.
You can get with that one, eh?
Okay, we're going to read more of these during the commercial break. We'll be back right after this. What else?
Oh, here's